Alright everybody, this is the start of part 10 of the Andromeda build. Over the last week I've been working on the Andromeda. I mounted the rear main engine. It's glued on. I'm going to have to hit it with some paint. There's a little bit of a light leak. I highlighted it in some areas, not much. I decided not to do any weathering on the top. I'm going to leave it like it is. I think it turned out pretty decent. I only have two more parts to put on the Andromeda, and it's technically finished other than taking it to the spray booth and hitting it with some dull coat. The two parts I have is this piece right here. It mounts about where my finger is, and then this piece here is on the front, and it mounts right here. So I'll probably mount that on first and then apply this on the bottom. I'll have to take it off the base, flip it over, and apply this part here. Maybe over the holiday weekend coming up, I'll have it down at the spray booth and hit it with a couple dull coats and protect that paint. But I'm almost finished with this model. I'll continue on working on this tonight. This is Sunday, November 22nd. I like to say thanks to everybody watching this build, and everybody have a good day. Alright everyone, another update on the Andromeda. I have it off the base and flipped over, and I've been touching it up with some paint, getting little spots here and there. Had to touch up on the back of the rear engine with some Gunship Gray 4752. I mounted the nose to the front of the Andromeda. Looks pretty cool. I have one more piece I gotta mount, and that's it. Everything's finished with the Andromeda, and that's this part right here. I got to clean up the back side there with a little what do you call it, some acetone. I'm going to use some acetone on that to clean that up on the back side. I got to clean it up down in there to get the piece to mount. Put a little bit of work, but it won't take me long. I'm getting close to calling this a wrap. I'll have to take it down to the spray booth and hit it with some dull coat before I do anything else. After I mount this piece, she'll be ready for the spray booth. So I'm going to continue on working on the Andromeda. Figured I'd share this with everybody, and everybody have a good day. Alright everyone, another update on the Andromeda. I have finally mounted this piece here. I cleaned up on the side where it mounts. It meets this part here. I noticed a little bit of a fingerprint there. I'm going to try to clean that up with some sandpaper. Worst comes to worst, I'll have to touch it up a little bit with some paint, but that's minor. I glued that on the front as I showed in the previous video. So I'm going to go ahead and flip this over here in a few minutes and put it back on its base. I would say it's finished with everything that needs to be mounted onto the Andromeda, other than the guns on top. I'll put them on last. I may have to have this flipped over like this down in the spray booth to hit it with a dull coat for the bottom real good, and then flip it over, put it on the base, and hit the top. But I'll figure that out when I get it down to the spray booth. Because of these wires, and I have to try to suspend these wires to get them out of the way to hit it with a dull coat. So I'm going to go ahead and work a little bit more on this tonight. Figured I'd share this with everybody, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on my Andromeda. This is Thursday, November 26th. I'd like to wish everybody a safe and happy Thanksgiving. I'm working on the Andromeda today. I have it down in the spray booth. I hit it with some air with my airbrush right here. I just knocked off all the air because the model's been sitting for a couple weeks, and I had to get all the dirt and dust off of it. I'm going to hit it with a couple coats of clear coat here, dull coat. Number is 1260 on the can. Got another, I think a couple more cans of these in my storage, so I'm going to go ahead and pull some out before I get started. I have my sandpaper out too. I'm going to use some real fine sandpaper because on the bottom of the Andromeda I got a little fingerprint. I want to get that off as good as I can before I hit it with a dull coat. This model is almost done. The last thing I'll have to do to the Andromeda is wire it up. So it'll hook up to 110. That'll be my, and mount the Andromeda to the base, so that's a couple more steps I got to do, but for the model itself, it's finished. All I need to do is protect the paint and hit it with some dull coat. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Just a little touch up with that fingerprint on the bottom of the Andromeda. I'll use some sandpaper on that, smooth that out. Hopefully I'll do a good job. I won't have to touch it up with any paint. And then from there I'll hit it with a couple coats of dull coat. And once that's all done, I probably call this a wrap for part 10, but I'll continue on working on this. So I'd like to share this with everybody, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Andromeda. I just hit it with a coat of dull coat. You can see that it's still a little wet. I'm going to let it dry on its own. I used this hollow rod to run the wire through, and I stuffed it with some paper towels to support it, to keep everything away from the model. Thought that was a good idea, and it worked out. I'm going to let this dry now for a few minutes, or however long it's going to take. It might take a little longer than a few minutes. So I'll probably flip it over in a little while and get the top. If not, I can always bring it down to the spray booth tomorrow and get the top. I notice I'm going to have to hit the model shop tomorrow and pick up some more cans because I'm very limited on the dull coat. I got more clear coat than dull coat, but I'm going to go ahead and continue on working on the Andromeda. I'm going to let it set for a while. Figured I'd share this with everybody, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Andromeda. This is Saturday afternoon, November 28th, and I'm down in the spray booth, and I'm going to hit the top with some dull coat. Right here, Testers lacquer, number 1260, it's a dull coat. I applied some on the bottom of the Andromeda the other day, and it turned out really nice. Last night, Friday night, I worked and touched up a little bit on the Andromeda in spots that I needed to touch up on. So what I'm going to be working on today is hitting it with a couple coats of dull coat on top. I already did the guns. They're in the box that the kit came in, and they turned out nice. The characters I hit with some clear coat, and they turned out nice. So I'm going to be getting ready here to start on this and hit it with a couple coats of dull coat, and getting close to calling this a wrap with the Andromeda. So I'm going to go ahead and work on this. Figured I'd share this with everybody, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Andromeda. I just hit it with a couple coats of dull coat. The camera might pick it up where some spots are still wet. I'm going to let that dry for a little while, maybe hit it a couple more times. That's what I did to the bottom. Turned out just fine. So I figured I'd give this quick little update, what I've been doing with the Andromeda, hitting it with some dull coat. And everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Andromeda. I just hit it a couple more times with the dull coat, and it looks completely dry. I'm going to let it sit down here in the spray booth for a while. Really like the results. The paint now is protected. Don't have to worry about it anymore. Here's a front view. I think this kit is really cool, the Andromeda 1/700 scale. I think it's one cool looking sub slash spaceship. Take the other side here. Another shot here on the side. did use everything I had left in this can, the dull coat, number 1260 testers, lacquer. I just had enough to do the whole kit, which I'm happy. Went to the model shop yesterday. They didn't have any in stock. All they had was the Tamiya. It's the same, they told me. It's a flat clear. It says it on the top label there, and it's number TS-80, which I didn't have to use it, but they said I could. It wouldn't hurt mixing the two types together. They're both a lacquer, but I didn't have to use that, so I can hold on to that for another model build. So I'm going to go ahead and let this sit and dry for a little while, and then take it upstairs. I say I'm finished with the dull coat, top and bottom. The only couple of steps I got to do left now is wire it up to the base, and the command bridge, I got to use some canopy glue for the windows, but for right now I'm going to call this wrap for the dull coat that I applied to the Andromeda. Figured I'd share this with everybody, and everybody have a good day. Alright everybody, another update on the Andromeda. Over the weekend I've been working on the Andromeda. Last night and today I hit it with a dull coat, top and bottom, and I like the results. It turned out awesome. I had the guns temporarily on top yet. I don't have to glue those down because they turn, which is cool. I have it temporarily hooked up to a 9-volt battery. I'll show the engine effect here in a minute. Down here, the characters I hit with a clear coat, protect the paint and give them a shiny look. They turned out really decent. I'm going to mount one to the base, probably up front here. I'll have to do that before I wire the Andromeda up to the base. I'm going to go ahead and turn the power off, turn the overhead light off so everybody can get a look at the Andromeda. I'll try to turn this around a little bit so we can get a look at the engine effect. That looks pretty cool. Get a little bit of a top view of it. That really looks good. That's just running off a 9-volt battery. I will have it running off 12 volts. Try to turn this around a little bit. Try to get a look at the front. There's the bridge. Looks really looks pretty cool. It's nice and lit up. I'll have to hit that with some canopy glue, but it's giving a nice effect of the bridge being lit up. And then the main weapons in the front. I know that it's going to bleed out over this camcorder here, but maybe if I hold it at a distance it'll look a little bit better. That looks pretty cool. I've been taking my time with this model. It's turned out really nice. Everything's looking good. I'm going to go ahead and call this a wrap for part 10. I'd like to thank all my YouTube subscribers for watching my videos and my video build on the Andromeda. And everybody have a good day.